Cuties, Demi Bobemi here, and welcome back to another speed build. This build is a sleazy hotel. So I just felt like I was in the mood for a gross hotel. I don't even know. I sometimes think sometimes I have ideas for Let's Plays and stuff, and I'm like, you know, it'd be really cool if there was a really gross, disgusting hotel where my Sims could meet up. And I decided to put it in Oasis Springs, not really for any particular reason, but I was really feeling the sort of southwestern vibe, and that's pretty much it. So I start out by creating this one hotel room, and I make it one actual room by deleting out the wall with the door, and then just copying it 5 more times rather, because there's 6 total rooms. And I also used the doors we got with City Living that have the door numbers on them in Simlish, which I thought was kind of fun. And I tried to do one of each. I think there are 4 different doors with 4 different symbols on them. And so I had to use 2 of them twice. So what can you do? But this video is a little bit of a long one, as you probably already saw. So strap in, kids. So I wanted to firstly keep the color palette very brown looking. So everything's very yellow and orange and brown. And then I wanted to put in some gross colored appliances. I mean, not to say blue and green are gross colors, because they're not necessarily gross colors, but I feel the appliances I use are look at that. They're all scuffed up and dingy and gross. So I feel the color makes it look cheaper. For it to be a colored appliance and then also be scuffed up kind of makes it look grosser. I don't know. Anyway, so then I'm just adding in your hotel room essentials. I wasn't really sure what to do with this bed, because I wanted to also put this dresser in and have a TV on it or whatever. Obviously they can't lay in bed and watch TV. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Ooh, it is almost my bedtime. I am getting old. So because my idea was in a perfect world they could lay down and watch TV, but that kind of I don't know. It was just weird. The way I actually have this hotel room set up is a weird shape. But I feel at this point, I realized I was no, this is too much. You know, this is not. It's it's just not right. Not it's too much. It's just not right. But then I was you know what? I've gone too far to go back, so I'm just gonna make it work. So I turn it around this, which I think is okay, because the headboard of that specific bed I feel makes a faux divider. And then I wanted to just keep this theme going, and I sorted everything out with the styles, which I usually don't do, and I believe it was mission style. I feel that sounds almost really weird. Anyway, so because I really wanted to keep it all the same furniture and stuff, so that's pretty much why I did that. And then I just wanted everything to be really gross and skeezy looking, and I don't mind southwestern style at all. The warm wood and the warm colors in general, yellow and orange and stuff, but there are certain instances when it just doesn't quite look clean, I guess you could say. like, I don't know. I just wanted this to look like really dark and like dingy and like not clean. So I wanted to make sure that I just like used all of like the same stuff. I don't know. And then it's like, I feel like when furniture's like too matchy, it's like, I don't know, it like seems cheaper. It just reminds me of like those like furniture ads you get, and it's like, oh, you can get this whole living room set for like $100. That never actually does happen. Just in case you've never seen an ad, they're not usually $100, but it's something usually like ridiculous like that. It's just like, oh, you can get this whole friggin' living room for like a cheap price. Woo, wacky inflatable man kind of stuff. So that's what I wanted it to look like. So I wanted everything to be really matchy because I feel like it cheapens it a little almost. I don't know. Anyway, so here are all 6, I almost said apartments, but they're not apartments, all 6, you know, whatever this is, hotel rooms. And I wanted it, I feel like I want to make another hotel build that's more of like a boutique hotel, that is quite nice, opposed to like this one that's just like, I don't know, kind of like old and dingy and gross and kind of maybe scary. Like you could get murdered here. Foreshadowing. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Also, I feel like when hotels have like an outside entrance as well, it seems really like creepy and cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is. It just like weirds me out when there's like an outside entrance. And don't get me wrong, like I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, I've 100% stayed in places that have an outside entrance, and it like weirds me out like so hard. Like, I don't know why. I don't have like a logical explanation for it. It just grosses me out. So that's why I went for this outside entrance. I think it's like a safety factor. Like if someone were to like be looking to break into like a hotel room, like your door is right there, opposed to like they would have to walk through the front doors of like a hotel, like and like a nicer hotel, I guess, that has like inside entrances, and they'd have to like probably go upstairs, and then the likeliness of them breaking into your specific hotel room, unless they're specifically looking for you, is quite low. So there's just like an extra safety factor, I feel like, and maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But so I also did pick the mission theme just because like it also just matches what's around it, like in the world, like how everything's already like built. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, because off in the distance there's like, I don't know what it is, it's like a bar or something, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the juice bar, the juice snake, rattlesnake juice bar, I don't know, something off in the distance. But like you'll see me kind of like put the camera like toward that building, and that's like what I was going for, was like that building's vibes. And then here I have like this smaller room is like the like management office, like where you would go to like check in and say like, I would like a room, please. Also, I like that there is this like parking lot like right next to it. I think that's fun. And that's why I did the front, I guess technically, of the building. Like that's why I have it face the way it is instead of like where the actual front of the lot is. Because I liked the aesthetics of the parking lot. That's pretty much it. Also, in this build, I repeatedly forgot essential things in the build, and uploaded this specific build 3 times, I think, and I learned that you cannot delete things off the gallery, or if you can, I couldn't figure it out, so that's real life, which was like a bummer, because like that, so where there's like that archway into those like presumably they're bathroom stalls, right? Well, they are bathroom stalls, however the first recording I did, I just like forgot those bathrooms. Like I built like that area. I think I maybe painted. I don't even remember if I painted it, but then I just forgot about it. Like completely 100%. Like that's it. I forgot about it. Oh, and then working on the little office here, I was gonna have like a big long counter, but then I was like, that doesn't really like make a whole lot of sense. It's such a small space, so I just used that get to work reception desk, I think, or something. I don't know. And then of course keeping true to the mission style of this build. Oh, and then I had like that little awning thing. I really wanted to use it because I was like, oh, this is really cool, but then it didn't fit anywhere, so whatever. And then throwing in some of those like drapey curtains for this office. My main thought was like like it's a cheap place, like it's a cheap hotel, like it's probably like a, I don't know if you have a Super 8 in your country or something of the like, but it's just like like they have signs outside that's like, oh, $40 a night on sale. Like they're like, I don't know if hotel rooms go on sale, but I think at like Super 8s they do. But it's just those places you see on the side of the road that are like technically motels rather than hotels. But anyway, that's totally irrelevant. But it's just the places you see that are like, have like the price of their like lowest room or lowest price room out advertised. That's the vibe I was going for. So with this whole build in general, so the management office, I wanted it to be like, because it is such a cheap hotel, that I wanted them to have like tried to decorate it a little bit by adding like curtains and like a clock and stuff to make it like more inviting, even though again the furniture is super like matchy. So I personally feel like it looks cheaper because it is super matchy. But I don't know, I just always kind of like to think of like the story that sort of goes along with the build. And I know I've said this, I don't know, countless times in like my builds. I'm like, oh, I like to pretend like this person lives here. But like honestly, it really does, I feel like, help me get into the vibe of the place. Also, this lot is saved as a bar, I think. Excuse me. And that's why there's like a bar in here. But I also wanted it to be like, have like a skeezy bar though, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like kind of gross. I don't know, like just, you know. And I wanted it to be like relatively bright instead of like a nightclub where it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted it to look a little more like down home country kind of feel. Oh, and then there's like a little bit of a crossfade there because I took 1,000 years to pick a sign. It's just unacceptable. Oh, and then also, so these like liquor shelves or neck juice shelves, I guess technically they are in the game. I really like them on like layered on top of those mirrors because I feel like it looks significantly more realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like typically like behind a bar they have like mirrors, or at least I feel like they typically have mirrors. I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like doubting myself, but I'm like pretty sure they usually have like mirrors. And I think it's just to make the space look larger. But I actually hate, the point of my story is I hate the real background that those like shelves, ooh, oh my gosh. I'm like talking with my hands again. I need to stop doing that. I'm like knocking everything all around. Okay, so I hate like what those shelves actually look like. So I like to layer them on top of the mirror because I think it makes them like look a little bit better and like a little more normal. Also, for some freaking reason, I couldn't get this, like, I wanted this to be like a little bit like a clock, like a bell tower a little bit, but I wanted just to put like a light in it. So it just sort of like illuminated the tower. For some reason, I couldn't, like... Also, I'm, like, thinking about it now. Like, why didn't I just put the floor in? Hey! Knock it off! Sorry about that. My dogs decided they were gonna turn into wild freaking rabid animals all of a sudden. What was I even saying? Oh, I'm just, like, now realizing, like... Why didn't I just put the floor back in, put the light in, and then delete the floor? I have no idea. But I didn't do it, and then I just added more lamps in there to brighten it up. And I think I just went around the outside, just added some lights in. Oh, and then I add this pool in, which might be my second favorite part of this build. Because it's a cheap motel. I wanted it to be, like, really disgusting. So it's, like, a pool that no one ever cleans. No one ever swims in it. So there's, like, literally algae growing in it. And it's, like, green and disgusting and gross. I was gonna put, like, the like, water grass in there. But then I was like, that might be a little too excessive. And then I had to lighten up the water so I could see where I was placing that, like, pool thing. And then I wanted it to be, like, normal, like, pool colors, like the bright blue. But then, like, the water was really gross. So, I don't know. I really do like this a lot. I think it looks, like, so gross. And it's so great. So, that is that. And then I was just kind of playing around with some different, like, pool sidings. Like, I don't even know what the heck that is. The little ring thing around the pool, whatever. I don't know. Excuse me. So, yeah, that's, ooh, I don't know. Maybe my third favorite, because this little area, this is like a trash area, because I was like, oh, I bet they have, like, a really disgusting trash area. And this is, like, of course, you know me, I love clutter in my builds. So this trash area is, like, super cluttered, and it's, like, really disgusting. I just, like, went, like, balls to the walls. Like, I didn't care. Like, this is, like, one of those builds where I was feeling, like, particularly inspired. Also, like, what the heck was up with that? Like, I wanted that little dingle hopper on the top of it, of that, like, tower, but I couldn't get it to go up there. I don't know. Ooh, and then I put an advertisement, like, this billboard, like, on the side of the building, which is actually, I think, like, the cover photo or something for this on the gallery. I think. Yeah, I put it up there. I think it looks, like, really cool. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a nice hotel wouldn't have an advertisement, like a giant billboard on it like that. I don't know. I just feel like any little detail, excuse me, to, like, cheapen it up, just, like, perfect. Icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? So here I cut out my, like, landscaping, I guess you could call it. Just because I feel like, I don't know, it was, like, not that interesting. Also, I had to record this in 2 parts, I think, because I got tired, had to go to bed, something, I don't know, something happened and I stopped recording. So anyway, there was, like, a little bit of, like, landscaping I think I might have not showed you, but who can say. Anyway, and then I was adding in these, like, red rocks, which is, like, super cool. Oh, that's where I cut out the landscaping, is the rocks. I feel like, I've said this before, but I feel like rocks are so, like, underestimated? That's not right. Underused? I don't know. I just feel like they're not given the credit they deserve. I feel like they can really, like, spice up and make a build a little more realistic. I don't know. I just really like rocks recently in my builds. And not necessarily in the order you've been seeing my builds too, because, like, I could friggin' record a build, like, 3 years ago and be like, oh, let me just edit this now, finally. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. But Ooh, and then in here in this like little like terrace patio area. I don't know what the proper terminology, but this like front area here. I put a lot of plants because, like I said before, I wanted it to look like welcoming, but I also just wanted to put like a mishmash of freaking plants, so it's not like really all that like put together. It's just like a bunch of plants. They just like stuck out there, and they're not even necessarily like nice plants. They're not necessarily bad plants either, but I did want a lot of like terracotta because I feel like that goes, and also I really love terracotta. Also, here in a second, I will add in these little like stones or like pebbles or something. I'm not sure when I think it's pretty soon. Here, I like find these things. This is the first time I ever use them is in this build. Ooh, here's where we're cluttering this up. This is like probably my favorite part of the build. Then there's another part, second favorite, and then the pool is my third favorite, I think. Anyway, so there's like these little pebble things that I like find I've never used before, and I wasn't sure, like I see them all the time when I'm building and like playing the game and stuff, and I'm like, what are you gonna use these for? Like realistically, like what the heck are these for? And I added them, like you'll see, but I added them like with move objects on, like around the rocks and stuff that I have placed, and it looks so good. Those right there, here we go. This is it. This is prime time. And I think they're in like all the they're like in all the shades of the rocks and stuff. So I don't show me placing them down, but like you'll see like in the screenshots and stuff, I like size them up and I just like put them around all of the rocks, and it just looks so good. I feel like any chance I get to add a little bit more detail, no matter how subtle, I feel like if it really adds that element of like realism, like I really do enjoy it. So I had a lot of fun with that, and then I actually implemented those like little pebbles and stuff into my Let's Build series. If you haven't seen that, it's just like a real-time build. Someone suggested doing real-time builds, so I was like, you know what, I'll try. I haven't really like gotten on it like I should. I am planning to record a few episodes here in the next day or so, so do keep an eye out for that. So anyway, this trash area is my favorite. Excuse me. Because like, look how disgusting this is. Like, this is like, I didn't realize in the like debug menu like how much trash there was. Like, I went crazy with the trash and it felt good. Excuse me. So I don't know, I just had so much fun, and it was just like so fun to like just put a bunch of like crap out there, like a bunch of like food and stuff. Like, I don't know, so I did play test this a lot, like everything works on it. However, I did not have my Sims come into this like trash area because I feel like there was no reason for them to be in this trash area at the time that I was like thinking about it. Oh my god, excuse me. I am like real life getting way too old to be staying up till like 9:30 at night. This is it. I've hit the wall at 25. Anyway, so I didn't have my Sims like go in here or anything, so I don't know if there will be any Sims that will try to like clean it up or not. Also, I realized that that's like a baby bundle, but like I just thought it looked like a thing. Like, okay, I understand it's a baby bundle, don't get offended, calm down everybody, but it just looks like someone just like tied up like a bag of like trash or something. So I was like, oh cool, I'll use that. So like, I don't know. Also, like, now that I'm thinking of it, because I know it's like a baby bundle, like, does it turn into a baby? Like, did I inadvertently just set a baby there? I'm like kind of worried now, because I'll feel so bad if there's just like an orphaned baby. I mean, like, it's really like morbid and sad, but like it almost would like fit in with this build. Like, it's such a gross build. Also, these little like gator offers, I was like, ooh, perfect. I'm going to use this for the last bedroom. And I tried to make this room look as disarrayed I tried to make it look as in disarray. I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to make this room like a crime scene, and I tried to add a lot of like the crime scene like debug things. The graffiti works, and I think the chalk outline works. I don't know. So I put like footprints and like fingerprints and shit everywhere, and I don't know if your sim is a detective, if they can see that when they walk in there or not. So even though you can't see it like in gameplay, I put it in there just in case it potentially could add like a fun element to your game if you do happen to download this. And then I wanted it to look like investigators had already been there, and they've like had like photos and stuff, and left like their casework and stuff on the dresser there. I thought that was kind of a fun little thing. So see, there's like a bunch of stuff like I just sort of like set around like footprints and like explosion marks and stuff, because like if it just adds something to your game, because I don't have any like detective sims, so like I don't know if it works. I mean, if it does, if it doesn't, no harm done, whatever. So then here I am, like I'm just setting a bunch of stuff like on the ground, like as if it were like thrown to the ground. I really wish there was like a rotate item or something. And then, oh yeah, putting all of the furniture askew too, I feel like helped make it a little more like realistic. Anyway, I'm rambling on and on. We're already in the screenshots. Woo, that was crazy. So there's a couple of sims in here I made. They're really gross. I imagine that they're like junkies or something. I don't know. Anyway, so please enjoy the screenshots, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was such a fun build to do. There we have a sim. She got pregnant in a sleazy motel. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any tips, tricks, suggestions, or anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys, and I will let you guys enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you little cuties in the next one. Bye!